Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today comes from a long time friend, but this is a special channel with a special message, so I wanted to feature this. What I mean by featuring a channel is literally just making them the first one that we look at, so that if you were to go back and look at either the thumbnails on the Tuber Chat channel or go and watch the beginnings of some of the replays, you'll find some of the generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters who have been with us for a long time. So what we're looking at here is a channel that comes to us from Jeremy of Jeremy and Cheryl Cruise Adventures, or Cruising is Fun Anytime. And like I said, they've been friends of ours for a couple of years now, and they always have pleasant things to say. As a matter of fact, in the background here, I went to have a sneak peek at the post page, and sure enough, Jeremy's out there sharing twice for Tuber Chat over the last week. And, I always appreciate that kind of thing. I don't look at everybody's post pages often enough, but look at some of the things that they do for other people as well, and it's always good to see that. This channel so far has got just shorts, but they've got quite a few here, and that will likely continue. Like I said, this is a channel with a special message. I hope you'll read about that on their About section. Hats on a Mission is definitely a great idea. I think a lot of people will find it to be a heartwarming production from Jeremy. So let's spin our wheel. We'll get moving right away today, and then we'll do some introductions. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Isn't that ironic? This, I promise I did not rig this in any way, but Scratch and PPA has been with us for about 800 out of our 830 streams now. He's literally been with us from the beginning. And this creator was with us, along with a lot of people here in the chat right now and some other friends, in our 5-year anniversary episode on Saturday. So thank you, everybody, for making it. I know not everybody can, but Scratch and PPA was the last channel picked that day, so the first one picked today. Interesting. And he's known as an incredibly supportive creator. Most people here who've already met him will say he's one of their most supportive supporters. And I'll get into his content in a quick second, but I see that Tim Mitchell is in the house. I've got them on the wheel with Tampa's Creek Homestead and more. PK Adventure Travels. Ryan and Mel is here. Canadian Family Life was early in the door. Michael's Adventures, of course, is up there. Canadian Family Life and Michael's Adventures are beloved and dedicated moderators here. We always put moderators and members onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but over the course of the stream, should be 3 hours today, I will add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of those 3 hours. Lisa's Got Style is here. Rocking Keto Amy has been making frequent appearances. Tanks and Fish is a longtime friend now, so is Oreo Mouse Dollhouse. And Fuzzy Adventures and More is a creator we already know with a new channel. And then Coker Culture, good to see you here as well. It's a Cruise Life was early in the door. Danforth Avenue Wellness might be here. Musgrave Family Farm and John H. Shelton from the UK is in the house. KK's Travel and Education Vlogs and Dutchfly 61 have both been longtime friends. Little Lego is here. Cake and Meat Eat Day with Cherry is Danforth Avenue Wellness. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Broke but bountifully blessed Carol is in the house. And yeah, you were here a few hours early. It was funny because they came in and said in the chat, like, where is everybody? Oh, don't worry, it'll be it'll be busy. But you were early, so thank you for that. The Gambler After Dark is in the house. Handcrafted by Jackie is here. Good to see you. And forgive me for not being certain if this might be your first time in our our live streams, but hopefully you're feeling welcome either way, and our instructions are always in our video description so everybody can get the most out of their time here. When we look at the channel on the screen, Scratch and Pete PA is known here as a shining jewel in the Superchat family. He is literally unbelievably supportive, one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 8 years on YouTube now, and he's working on 2,400 subscribers, so he'll have that anytime. He's monetized lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. This creator puts an interesting twist on lottery ticket scratching, where he pits 2 tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets this series apart, makes it unique, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Cali King 916 from Sacramento, good to see you in the house. Fairbrick Studio is here. I have to get everybody to pardon me again. This has been going on for a week now. My allergies are just driving one of my eyes crazy. My eyes are watering all the time. The Bud Files is in the house. Fairbrick Studio, it's good to see you. The Bud Files is another channel that's been with us from the beginning. You can tell by some of the member badges there, the different colors change depending on how long they've been an official member. And we've been monetized for what's getting on 4 years now. I think it's 3.5 years. Scratch and Pete PA, also, like I said, monetized. Now, he premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. If you can follow us, if you can catch us for one of his premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this here, faster than most others. He rivals those of Hilda DC, the Stock Explorer, Garden State Gardener, and a few select others. Very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of course. And he premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern without fail for over 4 years now, if you can imagine that. He has not missed a week. Alexander Reaction, good to see you in the house. And I'm just going to have a look to see if I'm certain of who this channel might be. Is that, I wonder if that's, is that Happy Lux? I'm just curious. Or if that's a... oh, yeah, of course it is. It's Happy Lux, of course. So, for anybody that hadn't already met him, and forgive me, I'll get back to Scratch and Pete's content in a quick second. Alexander Reaction is a channel that was with us from the beginning, called Happy Lux. And he's got another channel called Happy Jur. The Lux is for Luxembourg, the Jur is for Germany. And this creator managed to get over 100,000 subscribers. I think he got to 115,000. And then just due to some political, content, and that's what I think anyway, and then YouTube giving guideline strikes and everything, he had to start over. So luckily he's got the gaming channel. He's done some reactions over there. He does incredibly well with reaction videos all over the world, to be honest with you, with all different types of content, let's just say, if that makes any sense. But I just wanted to commend him to you if you haven't already met Happy Lux, because it's been a little while. But he's doing really well with that. He's active on TikTok and other social networks as well. But he has been instrumental in the creation and growth of Tuber Chat as a channel. As a matter of fact, lots of us know what it's like to lose subscribers here and there. Some people get to a milestone like 900, 1,000, or any number at all, and then dip back below, and then you got to get it again. And that happened to us, and we went back into Happy Lux live stream to get our 1,000 back. So I just wanted to mention that because he's been a dear friend for a very long time. Awkward Quilter, GA, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. TWP Popcorn has been supporting creators like crazy. Izzy Pop, thank you for that super chat, by the way. I did catch that. I've got you ready to go. Izzy Pop's done that kind of thing countless times before. We'll make that channel the next one that we look at. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official is here regularly as well. I don't mean to miss anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. When we look at Scratch and Pete PA's channel on the screen right now, you'll see that this creator has presentation creation at the forefront of his mind. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his thumbnails, which give a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series. And his banners updated every single week, if you can imagine that. And then his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first video 4.5 years ago. So I hope everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. You'll also notice he expanded his content last year when he took a trip to Italy and brought us some vlogging style shorts videos. That was 2 summers ago. And then he brought us some Italian lottery tickets as well that we might not have otherwise seen. Live streams on the channel. He got his very first one during that trip to Italy. I know a lot of people will be hoping for more, but we're all very excited that he's expanded the content on his channel. So I hope everybody who hasn't already will connect with Scratch and PPA. We'll get him a little closer to that 2,400, and I'll get Izzy Pop's channel ready to go now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Blessed to Crochet is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel. I remove names from the wheel. Oh, I got them on the wheel. Pardon me, in Day One Walks. I remove names from the wheel occasionally during the stream. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours every time we stream, but I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. Members and moderators will always be added back onto the wheel as long as they're active in the chat. When we look at Izzy Pop, they've changed their name a couple times as well, but their handle, Izzy Poppers, makes them come up. They've always been known for these elaborate banners, avatars, and thumbnails. Some of these are just unbelievably spectacular, in my opinion. And Izzy Pop lets us know on their About page, they've changed up the content a little bit, but they're going to talk to us about a lot of the digital art tools that are out there, graphic design ideas, so that we can learn how to make some very vibrant and colorful and otherwise aesthetically pleasing thumbnails and graphics for our social media accounts, including YouTube. When we look at videos on Izzy Pop's channel, lately what we found more than anything else is animations with interesting music, and they changed both of those up. And then shorts on the channel as well. These are sporadic, but they've got quite a few of these here now. And then one of them that Scully Pop did for them. Something that Scully Pop did for them is in this shorts video, and this is the most popular one now, 1,200. As well, Izzy Pop is live frequently every few days, and they've always got a vibrant community in the chat, and I somewhat joke with them saying, yeah, the conversation can go anywhere once they get started. Sometimes they start with a topic, but sometimes you see they've got absolutely no topic Tuesday, so there we go. This was a really cool idea. They did a very special production for their live stream for May the 4th. And that was fun. I was lucky to have caught that one. So hopefully everybody will connect with Izzy Pop. We know they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And they are working on 1,800 subscribers. So we'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone as well. Oh, I might have been wrong. We've been monetized longer than I thought. It's 4.5 years, not 3.5 years. Corinne Pierce is a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here, and they were one of the first official members, and they've held that up until today. Hilda DC has been with us from the beginning as well as a beloved and dedicated moderator, and hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I know I say it a million times. I know Consume the Goodness just came in. Tampus Creek, Homestead, and more. I got onto the wheel a while ago, and those highlighted milestone messages are a cool bonus that Izzy's making me laugh. Those highlighted milestone messages we see in the chat are a free bonus for anybody who's an official member on a channel if they're enabled, but I have them on here. It's really cool because they fly like through the chat like a super chat, but they're free, right? And they're for the members only. But you'll notice they knock a little bit of life off of the stream boss, which is that video game life meter under my camera here, along with super chats and official memberships. And the last person to knock that out and take over gets some extra exposure. For that reason, I figured that was just about to happen when I was talking about it. Corinne Pierce just sniped the stream boss position. And that gives you an example of how that can be used. Obviously, there's some benefit to that for any host that puts it on, but it can be a great way to interact with the audience as well. DeFam Adventures, good to see you here. Chill Slots is in the house. They're a longtime friend as well. And Bridizel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, Izzy, when I showed that live stream where it says No Topic Tuesday, they put that title on there just for me because I say that all the time. These are the kind of fun things that I like to see creators doing. I appreciate the friendships that have been made, between myself and different creators over the years, but I'm always happy to see inside jokes and things like that going on between a lot of other creators. We see it every day. You'll likely see that in your own chat as well as with other people when you're visiting their premieres and live streams, if that makes any sense. And then Broken Hearts Ministry, Gail, good to see you in the house. Driving Daily is here as well. They're both longtime friends. And when we look at Corinne Pierce, like I said, we see a beloved and dedicated moderator as well as a member here. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So Corinne Pierce, like I said, is a beloved and dedicated moderator and member. And this creator actually has a channel that encompasses everything that is Corinne's life, which used to be the name of the channel. She recently changed it. Now, she does a lot of different things. So she could be cooking, she could be cleaning, she could be shopping, bringing us a haul video or an unboxing, product reviews. She might be traveling. She might be taking us out on an adventure. Or she could be working on her side business, which is called Lighthouse and Anchor Designs, actually more like a full-time gig now. And what she does is prints, everything that can be printed, from hats and mugs, like the one I hold in my hand right here, and t-shirts and just about anything. Vinyl stickers, she did our stickers for us as well. She does Christmas ornaments, key tags, all the different things you can think of. So it's interesting that we can use a channel like this and a creator like this, first of all, for entertainment. But secondly, when we think about, first of all, watching how merchandise is made behind the scenes, because she does that a lot, or when we're thinking about having merchandise made for our own channels and businesses. So when we look at the shorts videos here, we see pure variety, like most creators, bringing us 11,000, 18, 53,000, and 77,000. These are from Nova Scotia, hence the winter weather that we see in a lot of the shorts videos here. And then live streams on the channel as well. So I've caught a few of these lately. She's often working. There she is with her t-shirt press right there, literally working on t-shirts and other printed merchandise. So hopefully everybody will connect with Corinne Pierce. She's closing in on 3,800 subscribers, which is great to see. She's another creator who's been with us from the beginning, and we'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that next milestone. Thank you again for that super chat. You'll see what I mean. She took over our stream boss position there, that video game life meter under my camera. But it's time to spin the wheel again. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So next up is Blessed to Crochet, and this is a creator that, of course, is going to bring us fiber crafts or fiber arts. But as well, they want to focus on connection. You see from their banner here, crochet and connection. When we read the About page, we get a little more information about the motivation behind the channel. And there's also a lot of spiritual inspiration here. So I'm just going to grab the latest video, put that in that special playlist I keep using. I call it my catch-up list. And it's just a fun name for a playlist that I use to keep or get caught up with creators. Carm Lynn for the win. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And that's cool. Yeah, New Horizons Above and Beyond. Lots of different types of things can be printed. I haven't done a pillow yet. I was going to do some Superchat merchandise, but I kind of backed off. They had changed the system when I was going to do it through Amazon printing and this and that. But for the small amount of merchandise that I've had for giveaways or for moderators and things like that, Corinne's done all of it. I think all of it, but yeah, probably all of it. And when we look at Blessed to Crochet on the screen, 1,600 subscribers. They're also monetized. Shorts on this channel feature a little bit of variety, as well as what we'd expect between crochet and possibly connection. But some of these have done well, 9,000, 10,000 on a couple of them, which is great to see. Then when we get into our live streams on Blessed to Crochet, we also see this creator not just collaborating with people here, but we see her, we'll probably see her today in a handful of other channels, thumbnails, because she collaborates with others. And it's a great way to grow your channel quickly, because every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of new subscribers. They just did a food review on their channel. Was that oh, maybe they got more coming up is what they mean to say. Happily Ever Eats, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then trying to figure out how to do the 24-hour streams. So, little Lego, when I have done a 24-hour stream on our copyright-free music channel, I rented a computer in the cloud, basically a cloud server. And it can get very expensive. At the time, it was probably $100 a month. They've jumped the price to like $200 now, so I got right out of that. But there are other services that allow that. And when we think about doing a 24-hour stream, like you understand, when you're using a computer for a 24-hour stream, you're pounding the internet, not to mention, using processor, using graphics card in most cases and everything else. So it takes a bit of a powerful computer. I ended up getting a computer for that purpose. So we don't do a 24-hour stream right now. We just do 1-hour streams after Tuber Chat. We'll do one today, and then we'll go to Michael's Adventures. He'll have a premiere for us afterwards as well. So lots of time for everybody to connect here, literally hours from now. But when you are doing something like, let's say, a 24-hour live stream, one of the things to keep in mind is YouTube will only keep 12 hours of it, and it will only count 12 hours of it maybe as watch hours. So what we used to do is cut our live streams after 11 hours and 50 minutes and then just let it restart. So basically every 12 hours, if that makes sense. Create and Relate, good to see you in the house. I just wanted to mention that while we were talking about it. And I think it's time to spin the wheel again, right? So we'll spin the Wheel of Doom. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Tanks and Fish is up on the screen now. And then I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody in the chat again. I know I say it a million times. Create and Relate, I haven't put on the wheel yet, but we'll do that right now. I haven't still caught them for a live stream. I did catch them for a premiere the other day. Foodies Vacations, I did see you come in. They're actually live pretty frequently as well. I think I caught them a couple of times just this week alone. And so, When we look at tanks and fish, we see another channel I'm still getting to know. It's fairly new. They just got a few pieces of content out there right now. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'll put that into that catch-up list I keep talking about. They're getting close to 500 subscribers. It's an exciting and important milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. We'd love to push them a little bit closer. We get into shorts over here and see that they've gotten into 1,100 and 1,400. I always wondered about this. When you think about a 24-hour live stream or something like that, fish tanks obviously can be mesmerizing. I have not ever owned a fish of my own, but just like anybody else, when somebody has one, they have one at my dentist office. And so when I'm sitting in the waiting room waiting for the dentist, it feels like it's not boring, no matter how long it takes. I like to be early, and he's pretty on time, but let's just say you got to sit there for 10 or 20 minutes. It is, in my opinion, mesmerizing to look at some of these things. I don't well enough know one fish from the other. But this is what I'm relying on these channels for. They've been doing some live streams occasionally up to a few months ago. We'll see if they're going to continue that. We've got notification bells on for every single channel to give us the best chance of catching each other's content, whether it is live streams or premieres or new videos. And then cruising on the high seas and travel is Rob, another fellow Canadian, just from a few hours away from me. I'm going to get him onto the wheel. Members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but I'll spin the wheel and we'll see who's going to come up next. And then it looks like it's going to be the Bud file. So what we'll do right now, though, we'll go for a break for 3.5 minutes. We'll do that several times throughout the stream. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series. These are new videos on the Superchat channel. There's 4 of them there so far, 2 more to come. They've already been filmed. I just have to put them up. But what the thing is about these conversations is that I tried to ask these creators for their opinion without adding a lot of my own, because we get to hear everything I think every day, right? And they really understand exactly what we're going through. They're still going through the same things as us. They have been for years. They've been friends of ours all this time, but they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. We use the term family a lot. I noticed you all doing it when I was just starting out. And then, over the years, of course, we use that because it truly feels like that, especially when, you haven't been on for a while. Somebody comes looking for you and notices. That's a good feeling, and we try to do that for other people as well. But these are just examples of how this starts to feel like a family. And you hear me say often, I know Sylvia feels the same way, that we give much more to others than we expect to receive, knowing that we're going to get everything that we want. I mean, Sylvia, when I was first connected to you, and I can't remember now, I don't remember if it was 4 years or 5 years, but it's somewhere around there. And she was obviously already at it. But thinking back to how you must have felt, I don't know how soon you thought you were going to get over 10,000 and now towards 14,000 subscribers, but it must be a great feeling to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm definitely blessed. I feel blessed. I just feel motivated. I feel uplifted. And I'm happy that I can connect with so many amazing supporters. The people who come in, they come in and they stick and they stay. Yes, not all almost 14,000 people come over, but I have repeat offenders. And what I mean by repeat offenders,
of
I'll
course,
see you in my comments on Monday. I'll see you in my comments on Wednesday. See you in my comments on Friday. So you always coming back and you're supporting me. And one thing that I do on my channel, and I think this is a big change, and with having so many supporters, when people leave a comment on any video, be it a short, be it a video, be it a live, I'm going to respond back to you to acknowledge you for coming in, thanking you for coming in. And then I go to your channel and I watch something for you. In order to get support on these YouTube streets, you got to give support. You have to give it. It's $3.99 to go over there and watch a video of somebody and make a comment. You don't know how much you may change their life.
All right, we're just about back. We're going to look at the BUD files, and I just want to show everybody something for a quick second. Something important just happened. So I'm going to type this command in the chat, exclamation mark, and the word roll call. That's not a real command that is built into any of the chatbots. That's something that I added into all of the ones that we use, which is Nightbot, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and Botrix. And the reason why is because it gives me a very quick way that I can make sure the robots are working. I try to remember to do it within the first few minutes of the stream. We also have to notice that some of those chatbots don't show up for the first 15 minutes. So what happened here, I'm going to show you something that I use. I'm on Streamlabs desktop when we are streaming here. This is the background of Streamlabs, and it's got a million features. It's probably got the most of all of them. I really like Stream Elements. I like each of the robots or chatbots for different reasons. But one of the things that we can do in the background of Streamlabs, for instance, is come over to the CloudBot section. And this is basically like all the stuff we need to look after their Nightbot type feature here. What I recommend to everybody, first of all, is to head into the spam area where they've got a bunch of things, let's say, enabled like this, and I would turn everything off right away. And that goes for all of the chatbots. When you read the descriptions of every single thing and understand what they're going to do to your chat, then I would think about changing the settings and turning them on. But I leave almost everything off all the time. Timers are the things that we have that run through the chat that say, hey, remember to follow us on Instagram, or don't forget to hit the subscribe button and things like that. And then commands are something we can add in ourselves. And you'll see, like I said, this is manual. But what happens is you notice that Streamlabs has this button here that says activate CloudBot. And none of the other ones do. If they're on, they're on. If they're not, they're not. And this one here has this button, but every couple of months, it just turns itself off for no reason. So it just did that, unfortunately, today. So the first, half hour of our stream today is not going to count the statistics that it usually does. It's not going to ruin the whole stream or anything like that. It doesn't even really matter. But I keep these, and this is how I keep track of how active everybody has been. For some reason, it doesn't just count how long you're here, but actually how active you are in the chat. And I've looked at this like many times over the years. We've been using it for, I don't know, 4 years now or close to it. And names change on that list. They'll rise up and down, and I'll refresh the page when it's time for me to add names onto our wheel. I'll do that in a little while here when we go on our next break. But it's something to keep in mind. Rarely you have one of these chatbots that does not work. That's the other reason that I use 4. The biggest reason is because I want to know how all of them work. I want to use all of their features. But the other reason is because if one of them takes a day off, you've got another one to pick up the slack. It's very important, especially when you have memberships on your channel, or if you're making promises about super chats and memberships and things like that, right? People are typically patient, especially around here, for which I'm grateful, but we always want to make sure we're following through on our promises. Victoria G, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't the bots are taking over, says driving daily. I hope not, but sometimes they do. Probably everybody here has been on a stream somewhere and been either timed out by Nightbot or seen somebody timed out. And I promise you, I've been timed out and banned on as many channels as anybody else, usually by mistakes, but we never really know. And then, I might have been mistaken about something, by the way. We'll get into channels again in a quick second here. But I was looking at StreamYard the other day, and I may have been mistaken. I insist that after they raised the price, they added another level, and I was able to downgrade, so it's still around $25 a month. I'm in Canada, so it's different for me. But I looked again the other day, and I'm like, no, wait a second. I think this thing's $50 a month. And they pulled a really shady business practice, in my opinion, last year that got everybody upset, literally. but a lot of people switch to things like Restream. Streamlabs Desktop can be more feature rich, let's just say. This is a example of Streamlabs Desktop right here. This is what I use. So when you're looking at the screen, the logo for TuberChat is baked in. You could add an image, but I just have it as part of the background there, that red looking dark background. The camera is its own thing. StreamBoss is a feature that is under my camera there. The slides that run in the bottom corners are just screenshots, but they're actually slideshows. So that's another feature. And then at the bottom here, we call this an event list that keeps track of like super chats and memberships and things like that. The top right, where you have the wheel and the browser, is actually an entire window. It's a screen that I have. When I'm looking at my computer, I have two screens in front of me. You see one of them, I see the other. Just so you have an idea of how that works. It was based on OBS in the beginning, and then they broke off and kind of took over the open source code and added enough to it that it's really their thing now. So they call it Streamlabs Desktop. But there's a lot to it. You don't have to use all the features. You can start and add them as you go. Even here in TuberChat, we used StreamYard for the first many months and then switched to Streamlabs Desktop and OBS later. The bud files is up on the screen right now. I had to laugh in the background there because Sue from the Bud Files does an incredible job of keeping track of supporters, people who are coming in that have YouTube channels and the different things that they do. Of course, I get complimented here for, trying to take interest in people's channels, understanding what people do, but Sue does a spectacular job. So they do a shout out video every time they hit a 100 milestone. So this is their 2800 shout out, and it went on for an hour and 10 minutes. So you can imagine what it takes to get that done, but she does a spectacular job of keeping track of everybody. It's probably why the channel does so well. And they always have lots of activity and premieres and live streams. They got some members-only content here as well, so we know they're monetized. And then this is a family of creators. Originally, they seek on the channel to become modern-day archaeologists. The idea is to uncover history and digitally preserve it in video. They continue that today. I'm going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, and that will give me a chance to get or stay caught up to a point. They post a lot, actually. They post several times a week. The Bud Files has really expanded the content over the years, though. So they don't just take us to abandoned locations and graveyards and cemeteries. They bring us to a lot of touristy destinations. There is a lot of history on the channel. They have this series called Way Back Wednesday as well. Shorts on this channel show us even more variety, a little bit more of a look into the family behind the channel, getting into 5,000 and 15,000 views. And then live streams could be indoors or outdoors. They bring us into their home. They take us out on adventures. They could be singing, dancing, playing games, or taking us out for any type of adventure at all. All 4 seasons as well, by the way. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Bud Files. We'd love to push them towards the 2,900 subscribers that they're thinking about. And let's think about spinning the wheel again. When you talk about the idea, Blessed to Crochet, of putting individual chats on the screen, I haven't done it yet, but apparently Streamlabs Desktop has a feature that looks very similar to what people do with StreamYard, where you can pick a comment out of the chat. I say comment, but you know what I mean. You can pick a message out of the chat and put it up on screen. I don't have the feature enabled. I just never have done that here on TuberChat. But I know a lot of people do, but you'll have to look into that. It's fairly easy stuff. Everything that there is to do with OBS and XSplit and Streamlabs Desktop and everything else, you just have that small learning curve. Once you know how to do it, you know how to do it. Henry Leslie Vermont is in the house. Makeup Mom and Son, I hope I said hello. I did put you on the wheel right away. She's a beloved and dedicated moderator and member. She's one of our longest of both. And then if anybody needs me to elaborate on anything that I've said, just please let me know. I miss a lot that goes on in the chat. If you don't mind restating something with 3 thumbs up or at mentioning Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. But boy, can I talk, and it makes things move very quickly. Gene Litterick, Living Skies Vintage and Creative, I've got you on the wheel as well. Elfish Tanks has been added, and we're going to look at the Fam Adventures.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
And then Rocking Keto Amy's just talking about swapping playlists. So typically, yeah, every playlist, I'll look at one on the Fam Adventures channel right now. They've chopped up some of their content into playlists here. You can just grab a URL. You could just, like, if you're in a browser, right click and do copy link address. Or if you want to, if you click on the full playlist, you can get this share button here and copy the link. And you'll see that it's actually got the word list in it. And I think that PL that it starts with might have to do with it, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. And then, yeah, my imagination tells me everybody just DMs them back and forth on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or somewhere else. But whatever works for you is the best way. And sometimes people just say, just watch the playlist with the following title, and then we often recommend that everybody make a playlist on their channel that's got every video you've made. So here I would call it all of the Fam Adventures, or binge watch the Fam Adventures. Literally every video goes in there forever. Shorts don't count for watch hours in 99% of cases, so we just don't bother with those. Live streams, you could do the same thing. You could make a playlist of all of your, live streams. I forget if there's a limit on how many videos or streams you can put in a playlist, if it's 500 or not, but I find that it starts to choke after 100, and you constantly, even with Chrome extensions and everything else, have to keep going back and hitting the play button. Pardon me, I gotta go for a quick second here. We'll be right back. It shouldn't be more than 3 minutes, and then we'll talk about the Fam Adventures. All right, we're just about back. Pardon me. I got one more small thing to take care of. When I'm doing Tuber Chat, it's always at home now. I only stream from one location. 99% of the time, anyway. My battery I almost let run out, and it's been on low power mode, so it won't stay open for me. You know what I mean? And I try to keep a chat open with my moderators just in case anything is up. Usually nothing's up, but you know what I mean. And then we're going to talk about Defam Adventures. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming in. I know I am Betty J Gathers is here. I'm going to get her onto the wheel. She's also a beloved and dedicated moderator as well as a member. And they both get added onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. We'll get spinning again in a second. I know my other's keeper also came in. And I'll clear out the wheel a little bit when we go on our next break. We'll do that in like 15 minutes or something. Thank you, Rockin' Keto Amy. Yes, I always appreciate every moment everybody can be here. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours. People have other things to do, especially because I don't have a schedule. We move things around so much, right? And I know we got a few friends that run the stream in the background, like, of course, our dear friend Jaden, who's usually there. Defam Adventures. So I'm still getting to know their particular brand of travel-based content. But when we have a look through their About section, they're going to give us a bit of an idea of some of the things they're going to bring to us. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. Yes, may the 4th be with you. I'm going to put this one into my catch-up list. Now, when we're connecting with creators, where possible, which is 99% of the time, we want to be watching videos that are 3 minutes or longer. Very important that the video's 3 minutes. Very important that we watch from beginning to end. But they have plenty here. It's just the latest video is a little bit shorter. So I usually connect for the first time with videos that are longer. I see they got a premiere coming up. That's about a week from now. I've got the notification on for that. We set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. I'm talking about premieres and live streams. Shorts as well. They've got 2,000, 2,100, 2,500, 3,000. You know, I was so excited. I'm old enough to remember the original Transformers. I'm assuming that's a Transformer right there. It looks like Bumblebee to me. You can correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but when I was a young lad, my parents took us to our theme park. It's called Canada's Wonderland, and they had the Transformers there, and I was so excited. I can't remember who I got to speak to, but there was a few of the originals in their costumes. It was really exciting. Live streams on their channel have gotten into they seem to be doing these, pardon me, a couple times a week. I see a lot of familiar faces on their channel. Foodie's Vacations is there, Eddie Lugo Studios, Scott, of course, from Controversial Cruising. And it's great to be collaborating this way. So this is a live stream that's coming up later in the month. Monthly Monday mix. I see that. Okay, so they got a monthly series and they've got some extras. And like I said, we always set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. Mama Juju crafting on the back 40, and yeah, it was Bumblebee, says Defam Adventures, and you can tell I'm Canadian. That was a very authentic A that I added into that just for you. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Defam Adventures is out there supporting others. I run into them regularly, and they're here frequently as well, for which I'm grateful. 187 subscribers now. We'd love to push them towards the 200 we know they're thinking about. Crafty Witch 232 is in the house. I'm going to put them onto the wheel right now. And we're going to look at Anna Banana. So this is another channel that's brand new to me. And let's see if we can find this one. Anna Banana is likely a very popular name for a channel. I happen to know a few Annas who've been somewhat nicknamed Anna Banana. I think I've been guilty of causing that more than once, actually. So we'll flip through these. I can't remember for the life of me if I'm already connected to Anna Banana or not. Looking for the thumbnail. Usually we can just match the avatar, but you see YouTube allows lots and lots and lots of people to just use the same channel names. That's why our handles are so important. But what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to get to our Anna Banana through their link. And then I'll give the link to everybody in the chat. They got 26 subscribers right now, so it's going to be a while before they rise up the search results probably. And this will help you get to them easily. It really is worth it for everybody when we search, find, and click on each other's names, because the channels that are hardest to find are the ones that need our help the most. And as dozens or eventually hundreds of us are searching, finding, and clicking on each other's names, we're going to rise up the search results, and eventually YouTube will do a better job of predicting when we're looking for each other's channels. Just Jason Keto, good to see you in the house. Rock Chick Beauty from the UK, good to have you here. Manuel's Aquarium is going to get added to the wheel. I fell way behind in the chat there, especially when we took that last quick break. I don't mean to miss anybody in the chat, of course. When we look at Anna Banana, we see a brand new channel, both to me and the Tuber Chat family. So I don't usually watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. What I'm going to do is go through your popular shorts videos. I can see this one's probably going to be the most popular one in a moment. I'm going to show you a quick trick here for anybody who hasn't already seen this. I'm going to click on this shorts video. I'm not going to run it, but what I'm going to do is go into the URL at the top of the browser here, and I'm going to take the word shorts out, and I'm going to put the word watch in there. You'll see what happens. The video now is still vertical, but it looks like a traditional video. I can give the thumbs up, I can easily get the link for it, and I can easily save it to a playlist. So I'll put this one in my watch later list for now, and then I'm going to go and do the same thing with another shorts video from this channel. And what this is going to do, because I mentioned the idea of watching videos that are 3 minutes or longer, this is going to show YouTube that I cared so much about this creator's content that I already went back for seconds after watching a video. So we never know how much helps, but this is in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other. I'll put that video in my catch-up list, and then after the stream today, I'll go through both of those. I'll watch the videos. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment on at least one of them, and that should make our connection stick. I'll make sure our notification bell is on for the channel. I'll just subscribe and put it on now. It doesn't really matter that much. I usually don't, but that's okay. And then hopefully everybody will connect to Anna Banana if you haven't already. We'd love to get them past the 30 subscribers we know they're thinking about, and a little bit farther towards the first 100. And then Rock Chick Beauty just dropped a super chat. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we're going to look at her channel from the UK right now.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
And then Trista Natural's coming in. They're also a longtime member. I'll put them on the wheel right away. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. When we look at Rock Chick Beauty, we see a friend who's been with us for over 4.5 years now. This creator reset and restarted their channel not too long after finding us many years ago. The idea is, could you come back stronger and more solidly the second time around? You can see that Oriane, the creator behind the channel, puts a professional look on every thumbnail. Even though every video gets a different looking thumbnail, the bright bold headshots make her recognizable, which I believe will pay off in the long term when we think about branding and recognizability. She's monetized lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships. When we get there, she typically talks all things alternative, bringing us beauty, makeup, lifestyle, unboxings, product reviews, and now sponsored videos as well. She's got shorts on this channel, and these have gotten into 3,200, even 9,200 on one of them, and then live streams on the channel as well. So she's live every couple of months. We're probably due for another one soon, and one of the things I like to mention often is anybody here, when you have especially a limited edition or a special edition live stream, like a milestone, monetization celebration, a birthday anniversary, any of those things, you can feel free to message me anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. And even though I know that you can't just message every single person that you want in your live streams every time you're going to go live, you can message me and I will try to be there if I can. Even if I'm working or doing something else, I'll try to peek in with a phone or something like that. And I try never to miss anybody's monetization celebrations.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
Tim Mitchell is another popular name for a channel. I'm going to dig through my search results for a quick second here and see if they'll come up, because they're already subscribed. It's really tough for channels under 100 subscribers that have popular names. But searching, finding, and clicking on each other is what's really going to help more than anything. In order to save time, I'll go to Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official first, and then I'll get to Tim Mitchell by their link again for today. And these channels are very much connected. Tim Mitchell produces the videos for Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official. This is Chef CV, and they're going to show us not just a lot of delicious looking meals and dishes in the kitchen, but they're going to show us a lot of the appliances and tools we might use in the kitchen. Knife sharpening is an idea. They just showed us an ice maker the other day. And if we look through their videos far enough, you'll actually see somewhere they've got a real wheel, like the Wheel of Doom that we use here, so I'm looking forward to seeing that used. Shorts on this channel have gotten into almost 600 views on a couple of them, and then live streams on the channel. They're live pretty frequently, so usually at least a couple times a week. They were live yesterday. Hopefully we'll catch them the next time they're going to do that. I'm going to bring over Tim Mitchell right now, and they've got a third channel between them. This creator, like I said, is working on their first 100 subscribers. They got a bit of content out here already, a handful of videos. They've got a few shorts for us to see as well. These have started to move. One at 1400. Dashcam footage seems to do well often when it comes to shorts videos. Live streams on the channel as well, so they just did one this morning, and hopefully I'll catch you for the next one. Then they've got another channel called the official, I know I'm going to get it wrong again. I say this every time, and I was sure I was right last time. The official, unofficial, off-topic squirrel. I know that's backwards. Am I right this time? Yeah, I was wrong. I got to remember unofficial first. The unofficial, official, off-topic squirrel. And this is a complimentary channel for these creators. There's Chef CV again. And they're bringing more variety. Occasionally in the kitchen here, but they take us bowling frequently for outdoor adventures. And some of the shorts here have started to move. One of them over 1,000 views, which is great. And then live streams on the channel as well. They just did this yesterday. I think they did a dual live stream there by the look of it. I could be wrong. And Timmy, the Racing Channel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Victoria G. So here's the thing, Victoria G. If you change your name to something easier to remember or longer, you may get the benefit after a week or two of being easier to find in the search results. In the grand scale of everything, when you have 10,000 subscribers, when you have 50,000, 100,000, and maybe even more, none of this is going to matter. It just makes the beginning a little bit tougher. But I try never to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do, even when asking for recommendations. It's just a decision in your own mind. In 99% of cases, I would tell nobody to ever change their name once they've started. The first people who found you are going to be some of your most dedicated supporters forever after. But it is a trade-off, right? So when we have a name that's easier to remember but not so popular, were able to be #1 in the search results just about right away. I could tell you as well, my personal name, Kevin K, not only is a popular name in North America, so there's lots of YouTube channels with that name. I used to be a DJ, and there's even at least one other DJ. I think there's two. They're both named Kevin K. There's a B-string actor that's got the same name. So even I struggled with that for the first while. But I promise you, it doesn't matter anymore. I come up #1 every time because I've been so active and supportive to other people. My channel is the most active with my name, as hopefully yours will be soon, if that makes any sense. So forgive me, I dance around answers like that because I never want to push anybody either way. It's a tough race to the first 100 and first 1,000 no matter what we do. It may not seem like it, but I promise you it's easier today than it ever was. It's become easier. I'm not saying it's easy. But when I ran my first channel, which was not mine, it took 6 months to get the first 100 subscribers. And monetization wasn't even on the horizon back in those days. They changed the rules while we were at it. I've been on for about 8 years now. And then Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more. Let's see what they've got going on. But thank you for asking, Victoria G, because it gives me an opportunity to mention it. And again, I never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do here in Tuber Chat. That's not my intention, even if it sounds like it. I'm sure it does sometimes. But what I want to do is give my experience, my opinion. You know, my whole life I've been into marketing, and in my opinion, I'm great at it, and I've been at all the social networks from the very beginning, since before Napster, before Friendster, before LimeWire, before Alta Vista, Excite, and CompuServe and AOL. I had both of them, let's say. So I just want to add my own opinion and experience, and then you can take that, and this goes for everybody. We add it to what we already know, what we're going to continue to learn, so that we can all make the right decision for our own channels. You know what I mean? So this is just an idea. Yeah, Victoria G is obviously a monstrously popular name for a channel, but every time you change it, you give yourself an even harder time for at least a week, if not 2 weeks. So it's just a thought. On the other side of that coin, though, just to add in one more point, if you're going to change your name, it's better to do it in the early days. You don't want to be changing it when you have 50,000 subscribers, and then half the people don't even remember who you are. We see it here in Tuber Chat sometimes, where channels come in, they've changed their name. There's at least one in here. I think there's 2 today that recently changed their name. Timmy the Racing Channel, that was Timmy Ray the King. Right? I just happened to somewhat recognize it, and then he let us know when he came in the other day. But you understand what I mean. It's possible for somebody who's known you for a long time to not realize it's you after you've changed your name. Like I said, none of this is going to matter when you get your 10,000 subscribers and beyond then, but it's just something to think about. And Mona did what? Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more is up now.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
Hobbytown, Chili, and Koi, good to see you in the house. Tampa's Creek, Homestead, and more is a grandmother and granddaughter duo, Pam and Mackenzie here. They actually post really frequently. This latest video is very, very short, so it's just a few seconds long here. So I would connect with almost any other video that you see. They got plenty, some of them up to an hour or longer. Lots and lots and lots of great videos to connect with. They could be doing just about anything. They give you an idea of how they're intending on living a simple country life and bringing that or sharing it with us on their YouTube channel, but they pretty much do almost anything at all. They could be indoors, mostly outdoors, I found on this channel, and a lot of streaming too, a lot of live streams. Shorts over here have gotten into 6,300, 8,600, 13,000 on one of them. Oh, and then Jen.Cohen, I put you on the wheel, by the way, when you got that membership, so thank you for that again. Members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and then you'll be added every time that I see you here for as long as you're a member, of course. live streams on the channel as well, like I said, are fairly, I was going to say they were, yes, they are. They're fairly frequent. I clicked the wrong button there. When we look at these, we see that they're on, not quite daily, but pretty close to it. And a lot of StreamYard panels as well. I've caught them for many of these. So the conversation can go anywhere once they get started, but they usually start with a, intent or a topic, let's say. So they've got a stream coming up tonight. As a matter of fact, I'll be on right after Michael's adventures. He'll be on at 8 o'clock Eastern. They'll be on at 9 o'clock Eastern. And lots of content today. And most of the people here, especially our moderators, but almost everybody, will allow or encourage everybody to connect in their premieres and live streams as well.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
I'm convinced sometimes the wheel listens to me. You know how our iPhones and Androids and everything else are listening to us all the time? You mention something you've never mentioned before, and all of a sudden you see ads for it 2 seconds later. Somehow the wheel manages to do this, because I just mentioned Jen.Cohen, and it came right up. This is actually somebody who's known us for a long time, but I think this is the first time we've got you on the screen. So I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. There's plenty here that are perfect to connect with, just over 3 minutes, but I usually use something much longer. So I'm going to take the longest one you've got. I'm going to take this 18-minute one. I'm going to put that into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is, after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on, as we do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Yes, Victoria G. It is creepy. It's horrible when I say it, because I say it with no emotion, right? I almost laugh about it. I was very, very lucky, because I know I just told everybody I've been on the internet since the beginning, 1980, whatever it was, right? And I had high speed within, I don't know, 1994, 95, somewhere around there. But somehow, luckily, I understood right away that the way they mention it in the Facebook movie is, they say the internet is written in ink. And as much as we might put a message out there and delete it or say something and hope it gets buried, you can never, ever, ever, ever take it back. And I understood that right away. So, I luckily try to at least watch, anything I'm going to say before I do. But it has become something else to see that these phones and everything, they really do. Like, we all test it to be funny and everything else, but it is really creepy. They literally can surveil anything that they want all the time. So it's something just to keep in mind. We always think about it. That's why most of the cameras, I'll show you one of my webcams here just for a quick second. This is one of those Logitech ones. Obviously, I'm using a different one to stream with right now. And I know you can't see it very well because of the green screen and everything, but it's got a privacy shutter on it. And when I slide this back and forth, it can cover the lens. Whether or not that helps, I don't know, because they're listening anyway. But and it's not to get into conspiracy theories and all that. The fact is that everything's recording everything all the time. But we just got to keep that in mind. And then so we keep our more vibrant thoughts to ourselves, and we just don't say them out loud ever again. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Manuel's Aquarium is up on the screen now.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
Health Dishes, good to see you in the house. Manuel's Aquarium is a new channel here in the Tuber Chat family as well. They've just been with us a few times now. Closing in, though, on 200 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone. Some of their shorts are starting to move already. So you'll notice here, again, we've got a couple of shorts out of order. And excuse me, when I click the popular tab, you would expect them all to come in order of the most popular. But I think these are recent. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But the idea is then we're going to see these ones here, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 views that are going to move into the more popular position pretty soon. It takes YouTube's algorithm and recommendation engine and all the servers in the background about 3 days to settle with everything. We get warnings about that all the time when we think about watch hours and everything else. So if things look out of order, I'd just give it a couple of days. YouTube's got as many bugs in it as everything, unfortunately. But it usually sorts itself out. Then live streams, we see that they're live frequently, and I have yet to catch one of these. I think it looks like I caught one a week ago, and maybe even a week before that, but hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. And we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. The Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph, is dropping a super chat. Thank you for that. Absolutely unnecessary, but always appreciated. Of course, they've done that kind of thing countless times before. They happen to be a member as well. But we're going to make that the next channel that we look at. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as we see them in the chat. We're going to go on a break for another 3 minutes here. And right before we do that, I'm going to play another clip from that interview series. And then, oh, that makes sense. Just Jason Keto and more. Yeah, you never mention your passwords and things like that out loud. Absolutely. I've had to change my one of the passwords on one of my emails literally twice in the last 4 days, because as much as I say I've been online for all these like literally decades or whatever, but I still have the same Hotmail address I've had forever. And, you know, between the data breaches and people just trying to hack in, God knows I've mentioned too many times that I'm into crypto and everything else. So, you know, I always figure everybody's trying to rob you all the time. But we do have to be careful. It's something I don't talk about enough, securing our YouTube channels and security online in general. But I just recommend everybody put on every security feature for everything you have all the time. Because one of the problems is a lot of us, I've been guilty of this in my earlier years, we might use passwords that are very similar. And we know that human beings usually don't look at them when they have a data breach. They're just firing, you know, servers and robots through these things to try to hammer accounts. But if a human being ever did look at your passwords, and you know you have a password on Uber, and you make your password Uber1234, well, they pretty much figure now that if you're on Facebook, your password's going to be Facebook1234, and if you're on Twitter, it's going to be Twitter1234. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is an idea, so we have to think about this. I used to do my passwords in a way that my son could probably figure them out in 3 tries. But probably not anymore because I've made them so aggressive over the last 5 years, let's just say. But that's something to think about. But thank you for mentioning that, Just Jason Keto and more, because it's very important. Yes, we never want to say our passwords out loud. We don't want to put them in our phones. We don't want to put them on text or on our computer. We really don't even want to write them down or tell anybody what they are. But it's up to everybody to decide how harsh you have to be about that. Bell's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And, again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Just Jason Keto and more. Something different so that somebody can tell if something is a scam, if I understand right. The scams get better and better every day, and it's not just emails and text messages. I'm sure we're all getting those. We could barely use our phones anymore. It's ridiculous, right? But there's a lot of scams that come out there where you might get a phone call that says your grandchild or your niece or your nephew or something like that is in trouble and they need you to send money. Anytime anybody's ever saying you need to send money, I don't care if it's taxes, I don't care if it's the police or anybody else. My answer to that is come and get me. Because if I really owe that money and it really is that much, then you've got to prove it, because I'm not handing over money to anybody for any reason. I have seen too many people ripped off. Even I've been ripped off online, where I've bought something online, they never send it, and I'm like, well, why don't you just send it? Like, but it can happen to anybody. But we have to be careful about these scams, especially the kind of thing like Just Jason Keto and more, I believe, is talking about, where they say, like, well, you owe money, you owe taxes, you owe duty, your Amazon and Purelator packages owe extra, what's it called, cash on delivery and things like that. There's a million of them out there. And I know I mentioned this a while ago. It seems to have calmed down. A couple of weeks ago, there was a couple people doing a lot of asking for money. And, I'd love to help anybody if I could in any way, but I always figure people are lying, and then I search for the truth afterwards. People can have things stolen, broken, everything in their life burns down, and things like that. And, people even go as far sometimes as to say, well, we're raising money for charity, but you find out that they're not, or they're taking half the money and things like that. So I'm always very, very cautious with that kind of thing. I just recommend it because online, not that I want to be negative, you know what I mean? We just have to be cautious. Peaceful Des, good to see you in the house. Okay, let's do this break, and then we're going to come right back. I got Henry Nelson on the wheel as well, and then we're going to look at the Groves Bargain Emporium stuff.
Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask, is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers, so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build, and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it, so it'll be another like 8 years. I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit, and people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it.
Yes.
But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal, that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage,
yes,
and that you're you're making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, yes, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
All right, we're just about back. We're looking at the Grove's Bargain Emporium Steph. This is another longtime friend now, too. The Grove's Bargain Emporium has got a handful of different videos here, including a song made with the Suno system, which is that AI system that a lot of people are using. We have a theme song that was made for us by a friend using that system. We play it at the end of every stream now. The Grove's Bargain Emporium Steph has also got shorts, and on this channel, it's a lot of variety, mostly outdoor footage. I remember this is the first one that they had put up, but these are starting to move. One of them at 934 views. They got another one at 1200 here, so that one will take over soon. They got another one that's pretty popular here, getting close, pardon me, to 1,000 also. When we get to live streams over here, this is where the magic happens on this channel. What the Grove's Bargain Emporium Steph is doing is live auction sales. And there are influencers out there now, very popular ones, that are talking about the idea that live auction type sales are going to be where a lot of money is made over the next many years. There's another platform out there called Whatnot. One of our moderators is on there. But a lot of people have been doing this on YouTube for a long while. We've got at least, I would bet that there are 10 channels that are doing live auctions regularly, and then a few more channels that do them occasionally. But this is where the Groves Bargain Emporium stuff is. I caught them the other day. They seem to be on almost every day, though. And you can see they've got one set up tonight. They'll be on in half an hour, as a matter of fact. So we'll still be on, but they might still be going long after Superchat is finished, after Michael's Adventures is finished, and in between anybody else, because they're typically on, look at these, for about 2.5 to 3 hours on average, it looks like. They've got another one set up for tomorrow. So they, like I said, they seem to be on just about every day. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Groves Bargain Emporium staff, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, now working on 400 subscribers. We'd love to get them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I see that Down the Road is in the house. Good to have you here. And then Timmy to Racing Channel. Oh, not every channel has memberships available. Yeah, so I always assume that YouTube's going to roll things out. So they usually do 1 or 2 or 3 or some number of countries first, then they roll out more. But some jurisdictions in the world, whether it's countries or regions, don't allow it. Same with super chats and things like that. There's one thing we have to remember. Not everybody has super chats available. Not everybody has memberships available. In some cases, the way that it's looked at, similar to something like crypto, let's say, is some countries look at it like it's online gambling, which means if you pay money, something happens, and they therefore ban that kind of thing. So YouTube has to deal with that as well. I'm not sure if that just means it's not rolled out to everybody. You used to have 30,000 subscribers to get memberships, and then they just opened it up eventually to everybody, which was really, really cool. But again, it might not be every single channel, and there's a few different features, but thank you for mentioning that. And thank you, Optimbo family, if I'm pronouncing that right. Good to see you in the chat today for the first time. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, unless you're staying around. And then Cruising on the High Seas and Travel, still here. That's Rob. I'll get them back onto the wheel. I often remove names from the wheel during those breaks if I haven't seen somebody for like half an hour or so. I know not everybody can be here every day, but members and moderators will always be added right back onto the wheel as long as they're here. Let's spin and see who's coming up next.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
And Timo, thank you for that. I'm going to try to remember that. Should be easy. I see it within your channel name there. Henry Nelson we see as a popular name for a channel, but they come up not too badly in the search results. I assume they'll be #1 by the time they get to 1,000 subscribers. And then Mama Juju Crafton on the back 40 has been asking for a little while now to find somebody who wants them to run a playlist for them. So anybody who's willing to swap playlists, reach out please to Mama Juju Crafton on the back 40, because they're literally just offering to help right now. And they'll be willing to run a playlist for anybody. Health Dishes, thank you for the super chat. The Groves Bargain Emporium Steph, thank you for the super chat. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Then we get back to spinning the wheel. But here in Super Chat, you do not have to super chat or be a member to get onto the wheel or the screen. We get to as many channels as we can in 3 hours. We've still got an hour and a half to go. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen, but we don't necessarily get to everybody every day. I know it's a long time to wait, but we always put channels on based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. So during that last break, I added Happily Ever Eats because they've been extremely engaging in the chat. And I have a robot. I showed this to everybody at the beginning. This helps me keep track of how active everybody is. But you can see Happily Ever Eats is the top channel in the chat up until the last time I looked. And then I'll do another one soon enough. Maybe in our next break. Henry Nelson is going to bring us a lot of outdoor, almost trail cam footage. What they say to us is not an expert by any means, but they do live on a farm. So they bring us a lot of footage, and they've actually expanded their content lately. We get an opportunity to get to know this creator. May 4th, the changing of the hat. And then they've got a few different things here. A lot of people like trains. When I was a kid, I liked trains very much. I had train wallpaper in my bedroom, if you can imagine that. Not Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm a little bit older than that. But I remember having that. And even here in Superchat, some of our friends have elaborate train tracks. And I've seen people go out to locations where I think you go and visit and maybe either pay like to get in, or they sell different types of things for people who enjoy model trains and different things like that. Henry Nelson has got a lot of outdoor footage here in the shorts videos that have done well. 4,300, 5,800, 6,900 views, and then a couple of live streams as well up to a few months ago. We'll see if they're going to bring those back. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. And oh yeah, yes, thank you, Happily Ever Eats. But I do put, I do always do things in the fairest way that we can. Back in the early days of Tuber Chat, we could get to every channel, as you can imagine, because there'd only be 30 or 40 channels here, and it only took an hour and a half to get through. But over the years, it's just, obviously continued to grow. So we try to do it as fair as we can, but I like putting channels on the screen because I get to know them over time, right? And then the content eventually. But we'll have a look at them soon enough, I'm sure. Health Dishes is up on the screen right now. They just dropped a super chat as well. And like I said, we always add super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Let's look at Health Dishes in a second here.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
When we look at Health Dishes, we're going to see obviously some healthy looking meals and meal ideas here. It looks delicious too. Sometimes healthy looking things don't always look the most appetizing, but a lot of what they've got here looks delicious. I love salmon. I don't eat shellfish, but I eat a lot of like regular fish, if we want to call it that. This is a little bit interesting. I'm just going to grab this latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep or stay caught up with this channel. They're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They're working on 2,900 subscribers. They'll be officially on the road to 3,000 soon. They've got some shorts here as well. The thumbnails on this channel are out of control as well. I've seen some of the channels, or I'll say one of the channels that's out there that's really big, millions of subscribers, that tells everybody what they do with their channel and everything. And I've heard them, you want a review for your channel, and they've literally said like, okay, just brighten up those thumbnails. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, is that helpful? Of course it is when we look at these things, but look at the beautiful photography that's done in the thumbnails. In most cases here on the front page, right? They don't have text on most of their thumbnails. They've just got the beautiful pictures, but it's enough to draw the eye in and look professional, right? Shorts on this channel have gotten into 900, 2,000 views on one of them. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they're running these just about daily or I thought they were daily. Maybe they're just once or twice a week. But what they're doing is 12-hour live streams. So they're just running a loop and letting it go, basically chasing watch hours. And then, like I said, they're monetized, so lots of ways to support them. Eddie Lugo Studios, good to see you in the house. And Eddie Lugo Studios is somebody who really does a great job of promoting others. I mean, he's always laughing, smiling, and happy and everything else, but he also promotes other channels regularly. I appreciate it. He always has great things to say about us here, but Eddie's been a long time friend as well. He's on every morning with Jeremy and Cheryl. Our featured channel for today is from Jeremy, and they do a morning show where they talk travel. And they do a really good job, actually. I've seen them progress over the years also, but I always enjoyed my time there. Eddie goes on first, and then he joins them right afterwards. When we look at the wheel, let me just see what we're doing here. It's time to spin.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
Another creator who's on just about every day, CraftyWitch232. This is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who came into the Tuber Chat family many months ago. I'm assuming it's 6 months by now, and I'm just trying to guess. It could be longer. Tough to tell, because I might have gone back and watched a couple of these videos. I might be able to tell from the live streams. Not that it matters. I just recognize these things from time to time. I know it can't have been a year yet. But they're on almost every day. It's too much to go through, actually. CraftyWitch232 is bringing an interesting combination of creativity on the channel. They got a brand new video. They just put this out right now, actually. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list so I can see what they're doing here. You see a lot of pop culture references. There's a mix of a few different things. They actually let us know that they do a lot more than I describe here, but what I've noticed the most is a combination of 3D printing and crochet. So a really interesting mashup there. Sometimes they literally do mash the two things up together. Shorts on the channel have gotten into 10,000 views and 13,000 on a couple of these, and here's more pop culture references. Like I say, they take these things to different types of shows and sell them, for instance, as well. So they're always making lots and lots of stuff. They're live almost every day, and there she is right there. They might be making things for the purpose of selling, or they might be doing some video gameplay as well. They've been playing some Animal Crossing lately. I still to this day have not played that game. I think it's my sister and my niece's favorite game. I think they play that all the time. I could be wrong. And then thank you so much, Honcho Gaming and Sports. Oh, yeah, Mama Juju crafting on the back 40. You're right. If somebody's got their autoplay on, YouTube's just going to suggest the next video. So thank you for mentioning that, because it gives me an opportunity to give somebody else, to give everybody here another tip. Many people have heard me mention this a million times. But let's just say that you're going to share one of your videos on Twitter or Facebook or Reddit or somewhere else, right? What we can do is, instead of sharing the link to the video, we can go to a playlist here. Not to mention, I've swapped playlists with CraftyWitch232, so I've seen everything that they've got, or run everything that they've got. But I can go to this playlist here, and instead of sharing the link to the playlist, I can just grab any video. I would grab one towards the beginning of the playlist. But when sharing on other social networks, I would always share the playlist link to the video. And I just did that right there. Right-click, copy link address. It may not be as easy on a phone. You'll have to try and let me know. But I'm on a computer all the time. This way, when I share this video now, if I share this video on another platform, what will happen is the person watching will jump right into this playlist. So at the end of the video, they'll be forced right into the next video from this creator. So you can see the massive benefit to that. YouTube has this thing that they call starting a session, When you take a person who wasn't watching YouTube at that moment and get them to start watching YouTube and stay on the platform as long as possible, that's what YouTube loves more than anything. It's probably the best thing we can ever do. So you think about that for yourself when you're sharing videos on community posts and everything else. Where possible, if you have the extra second, then you'll want to be sharing playlist links to videos, because it can jump people right into, like I said, a playlist, and it helps with retention, watch hours, and everything else. Vintage Style by Joe, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, so we'll have a look at their channel right now.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And yeah, thank you for that, Mama Juju Crafton on the back 40. When we look at Vintage Style by Joe, I just caught them for a live stream yesterday. Right? Yep. They're on frequently. So every few days, they're usually on at least a couple times a week, and they're going through all the different creative things they're going to do on their channel. But I've seen this creator make some really interesting things. What I've seen mostly from this creator is taking scraps of different types of fabrics or materials and putting them together. So things that otherwise might be overlooked or discarded, God forbid, we might be able to take and make other handmade beautiful things around the house. They got some shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten now into 2200, 2600, which is great to see. And then lots of videos on the channel as well, where they're showing us either where to get some of the things we're going to get, as I see from that video. They got a Cricut Maker. I didn't know you had this one. Actually, I'm going to take the Cricut Maker video. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list for today. Sewing without a plan sounds like a good idea. And they seem to be making a lot of different interesting things. I saw one of these. This is one that I watched, and this Easter bags one is one that I watched as well. But you see this one, they took like a simple bucket or pail that you could get from, I'm assuming, a dollar store. Forgive me, I wasn't sure where you obtained it. But then they take some of the scraps of different fabrics and things that they've used for other projects and make a beautiful, colorful waste bin for their sewing room, let's just say. But Vintage Style by Joe is doing this kind of thing all the time. They're working on 2,300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. They'll give us a lot more information on their About section, and they've linked to some friends' channels there by the look of it. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting, good to see you in the house. I got you on the wheel. And then Vintage Style by Joe, thank you for the super chat again. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I know I say it a million times. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we get back to spinning the wheel afterwards.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
And then Happily Ever Eats. This is the first time we're looking at this channel, and they got some delicious looking stuff right on the banner there. Even the pretzels. Kristen Welton, my girlfriend, made pretzels, what was it, a week ago, or was it 2 weeks already? I showed them on the stream here, whatever. They came out perfect. But they've got some delicious looking stuff here. Obviously, just a couple of videos to start with, but they've done... they're talking about foods here. They're doing a vlog on this channel. This is a longtime friend. Bayou Bengal 25. Am I wrong? I hope I'm not wrong. I might be mistaken. I don't mean to get the wrong channel. And then 29 subscribers. So we'd love to push them towards the first 100. Shorts on this channel have gotten into over 1,000 views, which is great to see for just a handful of them. And then a live stream coming up as well. So they'll be heading to Disney World. That'll be exciting for a lot of people to see. Now, I don't watch videos. Yeah, it is Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network. There we go. Thank you, Scratch and Pete PA. I knew it. I recognized him, but I was like, oh, please don't let me make a mistake. I think I upset a friend a long time ago because I was mixing up two channels. They hadn't been in for a while. They came in, and the speech that I gave about their channel was about an entirely different channel, and I think they felt like, oh, you forgot me. And it's not the case. It's just I first of all speak fast. I'll use that as an excuse, but I'm rifling through my speeches about channels so quickly here. But that's cool. Yeah, so BioBengal Fantasy Network, they've been with us from the beginning. That's a channel that I talk about where the creator, you can really see progression. So they were always a dynamic host anyway, but if you go to the beginnings of their channel and then you go and look at what they're doing these days, they've got a fantastic show going on. They're really like on the ball. So great to see that you've got another channel here and then working on that first 100 subscribers. So we'd love to push them a little bit farther. And forgive me for not noticing that if you mentioned it earlier in the stream, but thank you again, Scratch and Pete PA. So this is a long time friend. They've been with us probably 4 years. Close to it anyway, and it's great to see them expanding into another channel. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. New England Cajun Roots Reseller LLC, good to see you in the house. And we're going to see what's happening with Rob, another fellow Canadian from Cruising on the High Sea and Travel, Cruising on the High Seas and Travel next. I'm just going to get New England onto the wheel right now. And we'll go for a break for 3.5 minutes again. Right before we do that, I'm going to play another clip from that interview series. And again, these are videos on the Tuber Chat channel now. Each one goes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. And they're conversations I have with creators in an interview style, but I really ask for their opinion. They've been friends of ours for years. They're going through all the same things we are, except that they have long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
One of the things that comes along with monetization on YouTube that used to require 30,000 subscribers is memberships, and that's open to everybody that gets monetized after 500 subscribers now, or just about everybody. So one of the things that creators will ask is how can they increase the number of memberships over time on their channel? What advice would you give to somebody to increase the number of members and watch that grow if that's something that's on their mind?
Yo, you better get your pencil out for this one. I take this part very seriously in my membership. Our membership is $1.99. It's low. Okay. And I did that intentionally. I don't have any other tiers. I have one tier. It's $1.99. It's the fun zone, basically. We have, 24 emojis available, and everybody gets a new banner or a new badge. And it's creative and it's evolving all the time. I change those out consistently. Sometimes during the holidays is a good example. I changed out almost every single one of those emojis for members. I must have picked up, and I think we're right around 600 members. I think we probably picked up an extra 100 because once Halloween came, everything changed throughout the entire holiday season. We're about to hit Easter, and I'm doing it again. So showing your members that you're changing, people love new things. They love it when it's new. And that's a simple thing that you can do. It's all free, whether you use Pexels or you use an AI generator, Midjourney. You can create all that so fast and so easy. It probably takes me to do, I see 24 up there. So I think it takes me maybe 2 hours to do every single one of those.
Right.
Yeah. And now you have a fresh palette all the way around.
That's a wonderful idea, so much so I'm holding myself back from laughing because I expect to take a page out of your book and probably do that on at least the Tuber Chat channel. So thank you for that.
In encouraging everybody to join your membership program, or not so much encouraging, reminding them that you have a membership program. And as soon as you do that, everybody in your channel that's a member will start dropping those special emojis. Now, I tweak it a little bit too, because I have the floating emotes. When we are in a non-emergency or eruptive time where we can take a breath and it's a little bit more relaxed, I have some pages, my live streams. When you do the emojis, they float all over the screen for fun. Mm-hmm. And then you see at a large customized emoji that you can only get by being a member, $1.99 is not too far off. People love it.
Wow, that's gold. Thank you for this.
All right, we're just about back. We're going to look at Rob's channel, another fellow Canadian. He's only a few hours away from me with cruising on the high seas and travel. And PK Adventure Travels, I see you coming back in. I'm going to put your channel right back on the wheel. I clear out names from the wheel once in a while if I haven't seen somebody in like half an hour or so. But members and moderators will always be added right back on as long as they're active in the chat. So for any of our members still listening that haven't been seen yet, just please say anything at all in the chat. I'll make sure your channel's on the wheel. And then Mama Juju Crafton on the back 40 was just about to be added. I added Hobbytown Chili and Koi as well, and that's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. We'll still get to as many channels as we can. We've got an hour to go. It's a long time, a lot of time to put lots of channels on the screen and the wheel. So Cruising on the High Seas and Travel is going to talk to us about travel. Literally, Rob's been featured on probably dozens of other channels. I've seen him in tons of other people's live stream thumbnails, I believe, as well as on his own channel. He's got other creators that join him regularly. They're usually talking cruising or travel. There's Jeremy and Cheryl and Eddie right there. And then when we look at shorts on this channel, we're going to feature a little more, or see a little more random content mixed within, getting into 1,800 though and 2,400 views. And then in videos, Rob is going to cruise when he can, bring us other types of travel when possible, but he does a lot of food reviews as well. I recognize just about everything I see here because, like I said, we're only a few hours away from each other, so I recognize all the restaurants, fast food places, and everything else. But he's typically testing out a lot of the different featured products from a lot of these franchises. I'm just going to grab his latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to stay caught up with him, and he's got a couple of premieres set to go, one tomorrow and then one a little bit later in the month. So we'll look forward to those. We set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every single channel. Let's add Jesse Journals and Unboxes onto the wheel. And then we'll spin, and we'll get another channel ready to go.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
When we look at Canadian family life, we see another fellow Canadian who's here as a beloved and dedicated moderator, as well as a member from New Brunswick. Canadian family life is Tiffany. She gets her whole family involved in the channel, and her husband Chris has a channel of his own. It's called Chris's Creation Fun. I'll leave it to you to find that, but he does 3D printing, solar equipment, and do-it-yourself videos. What Canadian family life is bringing to us is a lot of food bank grocery hauls, cooking videos, Happy Meal, and shoutouts for other creators. Now they've gotten into more vlogging, and they did a series of vlogs actually through the Christmas season, which was great. They've got an impeccable container garden. They show us all it takes to keep that under control. And then, like I said, the family's hopping in and out of all of the videos and live streams for that matter. They've got some shorts here that feature a lot more variety, a lot of outdoor footage, getting into 2,800, even 5,600 views on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. Tiffany's usually live once every couple of months, so we'll probably be expecting one soon. We got notification bells on for every single channel in the spirit of catching as much as we possibly can from each other. Red Hot Reaction, Steve, good to see you in the house. He's been with us from the beginning as well, and then he does a lot of video gameplay. When we look at Canadian family life on the screen, we see that they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get to their channel. They're here with us for every stream, probably. Might be ever since finding us, actually, and now we're getting on a couple of years. New England, Cajun Roots Reseller LLC is coming up next.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
When we look at New England, Cajun Roots Reseller LLC, this is a channel I'm still getting to know, but I think I saw them the other day with Two Old Guys Vintage and Resale, if I'm not mistaken. This is really cool where there's a feature in YouTube for your front page. You can feature other channels. You can feature your own if you have more than one, but we use this feature on our front page as well, and it's a great way to give extra exposure to some of your friends. And you can imagine, by being featured on so many other people's front pages, if it's a favor you want to trade with people, we believe every single bit of activity marks channels in the YouTube algorithm or recommendation engine. So we have to look at this as something that could be positive, that it must have impact on the algorithm. When we look at the chat, first of all, I see Precious Gems. This is a channel I'm still getting to know, but I'm going to look through the videos here, and I'm just going to grab the second latest one. They just put one up a few days ago. We saw that one. I'm just going to grab another one here, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. Looks very different. They might be doing some bingo there, if I'm not mistaken. They've got quite a bit of variety on the channel from the look of it. When we look at shorts over here, we see some outdoor content. A lot of variety here, getting into 1,100, 2,600 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So yes, I must have been right. They must have been with Two Old Guys Vintage and Resale. And then yeah, they're streaming frequently, so hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. They just did one. They did two today. They're on every day, almost. Sometimes multiple times a day. So I'll look forward to getting to know the channel better. And they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get over there as well. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody here. Precious Gems is on the wheel now. Bingo every Monday, they say. So they've got series of live streams on their channel. And then they're doing auctions also. And then it looks like we're going to see Mama Juju crafting on the back 40 right now.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
And then next up is going to be Mama Juju crafting on the back 40. So this is another creator who's here with us frequently. They were looking for creators that are needing some watch hours to try to give them some help. They're going to be talking about crafting, junk journals, and then sharing lessons learned along the way. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos here. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. And I didn't know what junk journals were before we had started the Tuber Chat channel. Now, we got lots of friends that do journaling of different kinds, but I do understand what junk journals are. This is a really cool and creative idea because a lot of people, they don't have to be YouTube creators, are sharing things together, sending each other different types of it could be anything. It could be cards. It could be almost, I believe I've seen stamps, different types of paper and everything else. And they get a lot of different things together to make these junk journals. And I've hung out with a countless number of creators, meaning in their chat while they're doing StreamYard panels, where a handful of people are doing these things at the same time. Live streams over here, I haven't caught one yet. Well, you have. I've caught a few, but not for a while. A couple of weeks at least. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these soon. And we got notification bells on for every single channel to make sure that we have the best chance of catching each other as often as possible. They are working up towards 500 subscribers right now. Obviously another important and exciting milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Mama Juju crafting on the back 40. We'll get them moving towards that milestone, and then we'll spin the wheel and see who's next.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
And then let's see what Jesse Journals and Unboxes is doing. This is a creator who looks at journaling in a different way, but still equally creative in my opinion. What they do is a lot of unboxing videos on their channel. They've done this for years. They've been with us for like 4.5 years now. pardon me, when we look at what they unbox, we'll see in the shorts section of the channel a lot of the products that were featured in a lot of unboxing videos. But over the years, Jesse Journals and Unboxes has literally done unboxing videos of just about anything you can imagine, including hauls from places like Temu or subscription services. We've seen a lot of these. They get into jewelry, bath and beauty products, and a lot of crafting and journaling supplies, let's say. So they post videos at least once a week, and they premiere every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And they often show us some of the things that they make from a lot of the journaling and crafting supplies, and they do a lot of collaborating with other people as well. When we look at the shorts, as promised, we see a lot of the products that have been featured in unboxing videos, bath and beauty products, stationery, jewelry, snacks, more crafting and journal supplies, and then live streams. Jesse Journals and Unboxes is usually on every couple of months, and we'll keep the notification bell on to make sure we have the best chance of catching each other. We always set notifications for premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on. But Jesse Journals and Unboxes is also a creator who's pulled an interesting trick over the last few years, where their support for all of us has increased. That's a tough thing to do, because as we follow more and more creators, we find it more difficult to support everybody as much as we all might like. But she's done that, and what that results in is the fact that she can drop a premiere or go live whenever she wants, much like creators like Hilda DC or the Stock Explorer. Stock Explorer is live frequently, but they don't really have a schedule, but they can go anytime they want. There will be a flood in the chat because of the support they give to other people. So I just mentioned that so you understand what kind of support you can expect back from a creator like this. I'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel up onto the screen. Create and Relate is coming up.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
When we look at Create and Relate, this is a creator who's here with us for just about every stream as well. Scrow's Nest, good to see you in the house. I saw a couple people welcome you, so I put you on the wheel right away. Members get added onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. When Create and Relate came in, they've got quite a bit of information on their About section to let us know about all the different types of things they're going to do, arts and crafts, do-it-yourself videos. But I've seen some product reviews, unboxings, and this creator has done quite a bit when it comes to either film equipment. There's a camera right there, camera accessories right here. But they've also gotten into, there's another Cricut machine here. This is an idea where you could possibly even make merchandise on top of other crafty types of things. Lots of art supplies and things like that. So they're really getting into a lot of creativity. I myself personally, while I consider myself creative, I'm not artistic. So I'm fascinated when people are able to create things in an artistic way. I could do anything in the world with a computer, but I don't like to use paint and coloring supplies and, you know, things like this. But I truly am fascinated, especially after we started the Tuber Chat channel. Over these years, watching the ways that different people express creativity, I'm just fascinated. It's the best word I can use to describe it. Create and Relate has bringing us some shorts videos approaching 1,000 views, one over 1,300, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they've been live fairly frequently up to a couple weeks ago. We'll see if they're going to bring us another one tomorrow morning. So this is my chance to finally catch this channel live. I always get so frustrated. I've said it a million times. Why can I catch some creators almost every day and then some creators I don't catch ever? So I'm going to get Siri on the case here again. There we go. There's my reminder, if you can see it, which you can't because of the green screen. But hopefully I'll catch that. I felt terrible because 2 weeks ago they did a live stream and Scratch and PPA and Crafty Witch 232 both messaged me to say, by the way, they're on, but I changed my plan that day and I happened to be driving. There's probably zero chance of that happening tomorrow. I should be sitting right where I am, staring at a computer at 10 in the morning tomorrow. So I should be able to catch that. I'm in the Eastern time zone, of course, in Niagara Falls, Canada, but your time zone obviously will be... you'll see your proper time zone when you look at other people's premieres and live streams like this. So hopefully tomorrow's the day. But I'm looking forward to it. They're working on 400 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And like I said, anybody that is going to do a live stream, if you've got premieres, things like that, I know you can't take the time to message every single person that you want to be there. But if you have something specific that you want me to see, feel free to message me anytime. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook is where I hang out. And then I will always make an effort to be there if I can. And then PK Adventure Travels, Ryan and Mel are going to come up in a quick second here, but it's time for us to take another break. So we'll do that for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, I'm going to play another clip from our interview series from some friends of ours that moved from Ireland to Australia. And they have 2 different channels now. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say. I play clips throughout our live streams, but these conversations are extremely informative. They go on literally from an hour to 2 hours long. All of them are longtime friends of ours, and all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you're a master at this one.
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on. But the thing about it is that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube. Could be a tag change.
Yeah.
It could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part. Because like, if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly, what sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, well, I can just look at a plane or, oh, what's going to happen here?
Right.
I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like from our experience anyway, it has. Like, we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like, there, what thumbnail we doing? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video. We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like, a month later, we're like, wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up. And I know people are probably going, no, it's really good, but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, wow, this is like not great. But we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice.
All right, we are just about back and going to look at PK Adventure Travels. And James Money 615 I see coming into the chat. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Have Cheetah Will View as a longtime friend. That's Patrick. He's done more interviews than anybody I've ever met. He's been with me from the very beginning, even on my personal channel, and I joke about this all the time. But you wonder about how people will support you over the years. I've been on his channel a few times now, but he has literally hung out with me while we sat and watched the sunrise while I did an outdoor live stream. And if you want to talk about an uneventful display, if it wasn't for the conversation in the chat, I don't know what that would be. But it's interesting to see the ways people will support you and the things they will put up with over the years. Let's just say, but it's also interesting to see how many years can go by. I can't remember how long every single channel has been with us here in the Tuber Chat family, or even with me. There's a few since before we started and this and that. But I hope it's inspiring to everybody. to understand, especially if you're just in the first year or two of your YouTube journey, that we can see the future and we can tell you there are people who will be supporting you years into the future, who truly care about your channel, your success, your content, and everything that goes along with it. And we all understand what we're all going through as well. So, PK Adventure Travels. These are a couple of creators, Ryan and Mel, who've been with us. Even with PK Adventure Travels, I don't know if it's been a year yet. I might be getting way ahead of myself saying that. I'm going to try to scroll through here for a second, see if I can figure it out. Looks like almost, yeah, it might be 8 months ago. So almost a year, I think we're going on. And they've been here for just about every stream, especially lately. And this is something that I enjoy talking about because I was right away taken away with their channel. They do a really thorough job with all of the travel content that they bring us. If I'm right, they're travel agents as well. But they do a really thorough job when it comes to the idea of a ship tour, talking about amenities, excursions, and all of the different things that come along with any kind of travel, but let's say cruising, because this is where I caught them. I wonder if this is the first video that I saw 8 months ago, probably. But what I like about what they do is it's all action-packed. So it's pretty tight editing, which means that there literally is no filler in their videos. When they do a 50-minute video, it's 50 minutes of content and interesting in my opinion. But they've done a bit more. Ryan has his own series on the channel where he's talking about different types of travel stories. And a lot of these can be informative. A lot of them, he approaches the things even when they're negative things that have happened to people, let's just say, but in a lighthearted way. But they can be informative. Like, where's the one about the passports that we were talking about? This juice charges one where they're upping the price on things is important to see. There's a lot of information here that's important before we travel. This one is an idea where we talk about passports. This is very important stuff for anybody who's going to travel, because you would be shocked, as I was watching this video, at some of the things that can stop you from crossing borders and things like that. They do a really thorough job with everything that they do, but they also do something like this. They've got one video here that's only 1.5 minutes or almost 2 minutes long, because that's all it took to go through a room tour. But I'm going to put that video into my catch-up list right now. They got some members-only content as well. They're working on 1,200 subscribers. And then shorts on this channel. Let's have a look at how these are doing. They've gotten into 3,000, 6,000, and 10,000 on a couple of them. One over 12,000, which is great to see. And like most creators, mixing a little bit of variety into the rest of the content that falls in line with their travel-based theme. They're live every week on Thursdays now. They recently moved this, and I've got notifications on for the next few. I caught them last time. Hopefully I'll catch you again this week. Should be able to. They're on actually right before Just Jason Keto and more. He's usually on at 7:30 my time. When I'm reading times here, I'm reading in the Eastern time zone, but we all know that when you go and look at these things, you get the proper time zone for you. We set notifications for everything we see, and the notification bell is on, as well as, like I said, they're monetized. So hopefully everybody will connect with PK Adventure Travels, and we'll spin the wheel and we'll get the next channel up on the screen. Just Jason Keto is coming up right now, actually.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
I still haven't made an Amazon order. I promise you. I double checked after the last stream, and I made sure my alien tape is in the cart. I expect I'm probably going to order something today or tomorrow. So I'm finally going to have the alien tape. But if you watch PK Adventure Travels, especially when they talk about camping in an RV, they've done some modifications to their own where Ryan swears by alien tape. I'm assuming Mel does too. And, we all have our favorite brands of things that we use in our lives or around the house and things like that. I got my own favorite brand of duct tape and everything else. But I'm going to give alien tape a try based on Ryan's recommendation from a while ago. But I appreciate that. And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, the idea of some of the inside jokes or, stories that let you know that friendships are flourishing between creators. It's the number one thing that people tell me is their favorite part of their YouTube journey, is the friends that are made along the way. We all enjoy making videos, hopefully. We all enjoy some of the things we have to do, whether it's filming, making thumbnails, and things like that. But when we truly take interest in other people's content, other people's interest, then I think it brings forth another, first of all, the opportunity to have a friendship, right? When you start talking to other people. And just for the sake of saying, because we've got the time for a quick moment, is if anybody ever wondered why on earth does this guy talk the way he does, I use the word generosity repeatedly. I got a few specific things that I say constantly. I absolutely do believe those things. I don't know if I was born with the idea of the generosity that I truly wish for myself and for everybody else to have for each other, or if it was learned behavior. But I have a list of probably 10 books. I've read a lot more books in my life than I thought I did, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks as well. But I've been through more than I thought. But one of the books that I think everybody here could benefit from is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a classic. It's almost 100 years old, I think, by now. I don't know how old it is. But absolutely relevant when we think about friendships and all the things we're doing in our YouTube journey, because I promise you it's absolutely true. You hear it in the stories that I tell. When we give much more to others than we expect to receive, I promise you we get more than we expected back. Everybody can see that Superchat is doing well, but I did not imagine even this when we started. You know what I mean? And hopefully that relates to everybody as well. So it's just an idea. Just Jason Keto and More is another fellow Canadian. He's a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here. He's been with us for as long as I can remember. It's between 3 and getting closer to 4 years by now. He's only a couple hours away from me. We've actually met up in real life a few times, for which I'm grateful. Just Jason Keto and More cares very much about the YouTube journey and his fellow YouTubers. All of us, the things we're going through. He contributes in all of our live streams. He's here for every live stream, first of all. Even when he works, he tries to be here. But he always contributes and tries to share positivity. I'm fortunate. I have friendships that flourish with a lot of creators as well. I've said it a million times today. Anybody can message me on Instagram or anywhere else if you'd like to. But Jason is somebody who we bounce ideas off of each other. Or I'm appreciative because as the host of Tuberchat, I get to hear from a lot of creators about the things that they go through. And they mention like, hey, I've got a video that's flying. You got to see this. Or like, hey, I had a thumbnail that did well. You got to see what I'm talking about. And then we could share that information with everybody here. Rushingman Mountain and Bell's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, good to see you both in the house. We got lots of time for lots of channels. We still got a half an hour to go. I'll get some more channels on the wheel in another moment. But any of our members that haven't been seen yet that are still listening, just please say anything at all in the chat. I'll get you back onto the wheel. I cleared it out a little while ago. Just Jason Keto and More is going to talk to us about healthy eating, healthy living. Basically, when we talk about a keto-based lifestyle, this is where we find a lot of his content. Tons of recipes on the channel. He's got almost 100 chaffle recipes alone, plus others. They're all easy, simple, and feature only a few ingredients. And he's got a premiere coming up, actually. This is going to be a different one. He's dropping this tomorrow evening, which is a different time. And that's a challenge. That's a collaboration with P&J's Homestead Adventure, so that'll be interesting to see. I got the notification on for that. And forgive me for 1 second. I'm going to get Siri on the case, too, just to make sure. And then, So hopefully I'll catch that premiere. He typically premieres at least once a week on Saturday mornings now, but he live streams every Thursday. He's got guests that come onto his channel, both for videos and live streams, to share their life experiences and the ideas that they have, tips and tricks when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He's got a lot of product reviews as well that can help us understand the ingredients. Sometimes he'll unbox something else like an air fryer here or a GoPro, or he might take us out for an adventure if he's traveling or something like that. Just Jason Keto and More's got some shorts that have done really well, and healthy looking grilling shorts seem to give us a bit of a hint here, getting into 5,000, 6,000. One over 22,000, and I've seen that one. I promise you it's entertaining, worth a watch. When we get to live streams, we see that Just Jason Keto and More is live every week. So like I said, Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern, usually himself. Sometimes he's got a guest. Once in a while he does a cook-along live stream, and occasionally he'll bring us a different idea to introduce us to other YouTube content creators. Pardon me. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto and More. You'll also find he's got a vibrant community in his chats to help answer questions and comments when we have those. And there's 2 pineapples right now. We saw them just a few moments ago in one of those clips from our interview series. They've been with us from the beginning as well. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. It's time for me to add names to the wheel, but I'll spin for now. We'll get another channel ready to go right away.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
Another beloved and dedicated moderator and member here is Makeup Mom and Son. She's been with us from the beginning. This is Michelle, and she's got a handful of different stuff to show you. She's lately been doing a lot of unboxing videos. This is really cool because she did an 80s mystery box, and it had a lot of references. You see a Ghostbuster. Spoiler alert there. I'm just digging through the list of channels right now to see what I'm going to do about adding another channel or 2 onto the wheel. We do that often throughout the stream based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. Handcrafted by Jackie, I believe, is a brand new channel today, so we'll be looking forward to seeing that one. In another half hour, I'm going to start our copyright-free music channel. And if anybody hasn't seen that already, it's all the same music in the background of Superchat here, but mixed so that we can... it's like a virtual nightclub over there. People trickle in and out. It gives us a chance to continue connecting the same way we do here. All of our moderators allow and encourage people to connect the same way. Intro to Mills, good to see you here. I've got Victoria G on the wheel. I think I was talking to them in the chat, but I didn't put their channel up on the screen yet, right? But I've got it on the wheel right now. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next half hour or so. And then when we look at Makeup Mom and Son's channel, first of all, like I said, we see a lot of unboxing videos lately. She does a lot of taste test reviews between different types of snacks, different flavors than I usually get to see in Canada. Most of what our American friends come out with, we only get about 10 or 20% of it here. So a lot of the experimental stuff never makes it to Canada. So I always find it interesting, but she'll unbox just about anything that can be unboxed these days. She's done a lot of makeup, a lot of beauty, a lot of get ready with me type videos. But she does really elaborate looks when it comes to the idea of things like Halloween. And she does really well with series of videos like at Christmas. So you get an idea of some of the different varieties she's bringing into her shorts videos and some of the elaborate looks to some of her makeup styles and things here. Some of her shorts have done really well, 37,000, 58,000 on a couple of these, and then live streams as well. So she has done a ton of interviews. I've been honored to have been on her channel many, many, many times with a lot of familiar faces like Corinne Pierce there, Hilda DC, and we've had other friends that have been regulars on her channel channel as well, but she's posting all the time. Makeup Mom and Son is working on 3,200 subscribers and monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And she's been with us for probably 4.5 years, since almost the very beginning of Tuber Chat. And then let's spin the wheel. And Mama Juju Crafton on the back 40, yes, is mentioning on the copyright-free music channel, we can explode our characters, we can attack each other, and turn ourselves into fireworks and everything else. So there's another couple of spoiler alerts for everybody.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
When we look at Handcrafted by Jackie, we see a brand new channel. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos here. I'll take the 17-minute one. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. And what that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here at least 3 times a week, and we mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
Have Cheetah Will View, thank you for coming in. They'll be live shortly. I don't know if he's live every day. I think it's every day or pretty close to it. Hilda DC, another beloved and dedicated moderator on our channel. Hilda DC has been with us from the beginning as well. She dropped a video today right after Pete. They did a raid parade kind of idea. It's a generous thing you can do to help other creators. And I forget if there's a restriction on raiding. I think you have to be monetized. I think that's it, because we've been able to do it with our music channel. We don't quite have 1,000 subscribers yet. But the idea is that when you're doing a live stream or a premiere, you already have an audience, so you can give the next person a head start. And all of our moderators here are dear friends of mine, but they're all dear friends of each other as well. Scrow's Nest is still here. Let me make sure you're on the wheel. I clear out the wheel from time to time if people haven't been here for a while, but I'll always put members back on the wheel with moderators. Hilda DC, pardon me, is known as one of the most encouraging creators that I've met in my 8 years on YouTube now. Positive affirmations flow throughout her content, both from the creator herself, special effects on the screen. She even gets Nightbot on the case. This creator does a lot of cooking. So this was one that actually was done by her sister-in-law, if I understood right today, making homemade lasagna, which I used to think is my favorite thing, but I've eaten a lot more pizza in my life than lasagna. So lasagna is my choice, but pizza's got to be my favorite. When we look at what Hilda DC is doing on her channel, besides the cooking video, she does quite a bit of this. She does taste test challenges, similar to what I was talking about with Makeup Mom and Son. Once in a while, she'll take us for an outdoor adventure, and a lot of times she's doing live streams where we get a chance to hang out and get to know her. I've been on her channel, I believe, many times as well, and we've all been, a lot of us have been together on different channels like Makeup Mom and Son, Corinne Pierce, and this and that. So a lot of the usual suspects have been together many times. Shorts on this channel feature a little bit more cooking videos, but she's got some variety here as well, getting into 6,200 views and one over 47,000, which is great to see. And there you go. Yeah, create and relate. It makes sense because on our copyright-free music channel, we actually lost our monetization for a while because I stopped doing the live streams. I had to get the monetization back. Thank goodness everybody here was helping out with trying to get us the watch hours when we needed them and everything like that. But it didn't take long to get that back. Now we're active because I do the streams right after Tuber Chat for an hour. But yeah, we weren't able to officially raid. Now we can. We have been able to ever since being monetized, which is great to see. Hilda DC, like I said, is an incredibly encouraging creator, but obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter as well. She's working on 2,600 subscribers and she's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I'm going to spin the wheel and we'll see what I Am Betty J Gathers has got going on.
If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share.
So another beloved and dedicated moderator and member here is I Am Betty J Gathers. She's been with us from almost the beginning as well. When we look at what she's doing on her channel, she's expecting some new content to come out very soon, but she's done a lot of vlogging in the past. She literally gives us a wonderful look into her life. She's always smiling, always laughing. The definition of a dynamic host right here. She brings us into her home. She takes us out on the road. And I Am Betty J Gathers will talk about living her best life over 60. All of her content relates to everybody, in my opinion. But she talks about things like healthy living, healthy eating, intermittent fasting is something she's a fan of. Shorts bring a lot more variety here, but this creator has done over 365 shorts. She did a year in a row, and she still continues shorts today. A lot of these have gotten into 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000, featuring the creator herself. Plus some extra shorts videos that have come out over just the last couple of months have gotten into 13 and 15,000 views, which is great to see. Live streams are frequent on the channel. She was challenged over the Christmas season by Crystal Sparkle to do a series of interviews, basically the 12 days of interviews, which she did. I was honored to have been a part of that. And sometimes Betty is by herself on a live stream, but she's had lots and lots of guests, and she does a great job of keeping up with the chat. The chat always drives the conversation in almost every live stream on every channel. But again, she's always laughing, always smiling, and the content can relate to just about anybody. So hopefully everybody will connect with I Am Betty J Gathers. We'd love her to push her towards the 3,000 subscribers she's thinking about right now. She's officially on the road. We always say you're officially on a road when you pass a 100 milestone. So since she's passed 2,900, that puts her officially on the road to 3K. So it has to be exciting, and we'd love to get her a little bit closer. So we'll spin the wheel right now. I'll probably add another couple of names in another moment. We still got 15 minutes to go before we start our copyright-free music stream, and then Michael's Adventures will have a premiere for us in an hour. So lots of time to continue connecting the way we have here. Lots more friends to meet. Two Pineapples is going to be coming up next.
So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't, I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to
Right.
just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Like
Yes.
realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. It's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back,
Yes.
Be there for the ones that are coming back and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
Just for the sake of getting, just for the sake of getting more channels on right now, because we just got 10 minutes left, we'll skip the 3 minutes that we usually do after those clips. Hopefully everybody enjoys those. Like I said, the interviews are anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. 2 pineapples right there in the chat. The channel we're going to talk about right now is one of the guests. We heard from them earlier today, and it's extremely informative. I've been lucky to have built up a friendship with the creator behind this channel. It's Lou and Anna, but Lou and I talk frequently, actually, usually every month or two on the phone for a little while, bouncing little ideas off each other and talking about all the things we've noticed and learned. And they've been at this as long as we have. They came into the Superchat family within the first few months. They've been with us ever since, but you can see they've now passed 20,000 subscribers, and they do something interesting on their channel. In between the videos from Hawaii that they've got and the traveling that this couple does, they've got a 24-hour live stream. But it's a true 24-hour live stream, not like what I described earlier where we cut every 12 hours. There's just runs continuously, and there's always people in there, always conversation to be had. And they're obviously monetized. That would be expected. They also do extra live streams where they take us on the road. They've got the Starlink out. They're in a pretty remote area on one of the Hawaiian islands. And then they've got shorts over here as well that feature a little bit of their travel, a lot of the volcano-based content, and then some variety to go along with it. 6,400, 50,000 on one of the shorts, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with 2 pineapples. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 21,000 they're going to be thinking about soon enough. And then that's a great opportunity to see what a true 24-hour live stream is actually like. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
So I'll pin the link for that music stream that we're going to put up in a minute. It's like a virtual nightclub over there. There's music playing. There's a video game going in the chat. Everybody can participate, which is kind of cool to see. King Morgan, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Fuzzy Adventures and More, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. They've got a couple of new videos on the channel, which is great to see. And then Scrow's Nest, one of my favorite taglines for a YouTube channel, spending our children's inheritance one cruise at a time. So we weren't able to see a lot of travel and cruising content during the first couple of years of Tuber Chat. As you can imagine, there really just wasn't any on YouTube at all. But a few years ago, it started up again, and now we've got a vibrant community of travel and cruising channels, even within the Tuber Chat family. A lot of generous creators, a lot of collaborations happening between them, and this channel is going to show us travel and cruising from a certain perspective. They say with a mobility scooter, for instance, right? Not everything in the world is accessible, so they show us the challenges that come along with that as well. So when we look through their content, we get an idea of the travel and cruising they're bringing to us, variety in the shorts channel, shorts videos as we usually see from creators, but some of these have gotten into 2,000, 6,000, and even 6,200 views, which is great to see. Monetized, of course, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there, and working on 1,500 subscribers. So we'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone as well. Let's spin the wheel.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
So I just added down the road to the wheel right now. We're going to look at Peaceful Des. I was grateful. This creator's actually been with us for years as well, but they went to a meetup not too long ago with a handful of different channels, and they were live streaming, so I was lucky to be able to catch one of these where they had a lot of different creators literally with them. And a lot of creators head out to in real life meetups. I'm a huge fan of the idea of meeting up in real life when it's possible. This one I think had 20 different creators, or maybe as many as 40. Sometimes they get up to like 100. Peaceful Des as well has got a lot of videos on their channel, including cuts from live streams, which is interesting to see. It looks like some movie reviews here, a lot of variety. And Peaceful Des is going to give us information on their About section here. And then it looks like pure variety on the channel. And when we get into shorts, we see more of that getting into 2,100, 2,300, even 5,100 views on some of the shorts, which is great to see. So this is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Like I said, they've been with us for years. And then when we look at their channel, they're working on 1,400 subscribers, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then New Horizons Above and Beyond is the creator behind Fuzzy Adventures and More. They've got a second channel now. Pardon me, my allergies are just on me every day lately. Victoria G is coming up. So this is a brand new channel in the Tuber Chat family. Pardon me, it's not quite brand new. Victoria G, I'm going to drop the link for, though, because it can be tough to find a channel like this with such a popular name. So, oh, what did I... Pardon me. Mistakes I find are always made when rushing. and I'm doing that right now. Let's look at Victoria G. Can't type either. And here we go. And then, yes, Michelle Crochets is in the house. I'll get them onto the wheel quickly. We always put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Victoria G is saying they're doing a lot of outdoor content here. And when we look at videos, I'm still getting to know this channel. But we see, yes, a lot of outdoor content. Some shopping here. Some winter weather as well, so it looks like they're able to bring us all 4 seasons. And I'm just going to grab the latest video. Perfect to connect with at just under 4 minutes. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to watch another piece of content. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is that over time I get to know the channels, and then over weeks and months by watching videos I get to know the content, of course. Shorts over here have gotten into 4,000, 5,000, even 9,000 views on one of these, 9,100, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with Victoria G. They're getting really close to 300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit closer to that milestone. Cake and Eat Meat Day with Cherry is Danforth Avenue Wellness. Good to see you still in the house. I know they've been here from the beginning, popping in and out. And then we're going to look at Down the Road right now and see what they've got going on.
If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone.
When we look for Down the Road, I'm just going to dig through my search results here. So there's a couple of them, but I'm already subscribed, and they're coming up pretty quick in the search results. We've talked about this a few times today, but I think they're doing just fine. Over 1,500 subscribers, by the way. Channel I'm still getting to know, but they give us a bit of information on their About section. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. Looks like the creator behind the channel is going to give us a great chance to get to know them. And we see that shorts have started to move here at almost 700 views, one over 900 views, which is great to see. Live streams on the channel as well. So they were live yesterday, and then hopefully I'll catch them for another one again soon. They seem to be doing these frequently, usually at least once a week. And then, yes, Michelle Crochets is coming up. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. Forgive me for the channels we did not get to. We always get to as many as we can in a 3-hour period. And then we'll be back in a few days. We've been doing these streams every 3 days. We can keep that going up for another couple of weeks, it looks like. And we'll see after that. And yes, Michelle Crochets is coming up. I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators if you haven't already. They're all dear friends of mine, some of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey, but we also know that these live streams couldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help. We're well over 800 episodes and 5 years in now, if you can believe that. Yes, Michelle Crochets is officially on the road to 1K. They're at 940 right now, so it's not going to be long. I'm just going to grab their latest video and put that in my catch-up list. They bring a bit of variety on top of the crochet that they're going to talk about, but you'll see on their About section some of the ideas they expect to bring to us. And then monetized, of course, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Shorts on the channel are starting to get into hundreds of views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. They're live frequently. Seems to be several times a week, and they've got one coming up tomorrow. So we'll look forward to that. I've got the notification bell on for the channel, and I've got the notification on for that live stream as well. So thank you again, everybody, for the time that you've spent. I hope you'll come over to our copyright-free music channel and see the virtual nightclub after party that I keep talking about. There's music playing and a video game going. We can all participate in the chat. And then Michael's Adventures has a premiere coming up in an hour. Lots of opportunity to continue connecting with everybody the same way we are here. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.
Are you out there grinding, day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way? You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first of thousands up to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Superchat, it's your time to thrive. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Superchat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Super Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Super Chat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling, on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Tuber Chat, get in the flow.
Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong.
You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Tuber Chat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream.
Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong.
So join the ride, it's time to shine. With Tuber Chat, success you'll find. Let's grow together, it's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.